Sacred space, sacred space, honoring your truth. This is a
Well, we have so much in common with my next guest, Kijuan. We have been in the military together, but in different places in the world. We've gone through trauma, we've had resilience, we both have loved motorbikes, and we've gone through healing and been authors, but our journeys and our pain is obviously unique. Kijuan, when you come to today of what all that you've gone through, how would you describe you, or how would your friends describe you?
Today they describe me as relentless, resilient, determined, motivational, inspirational, and powerful. I mean, listen, you think encouraging. I'm just thinking of all the words that have been said to me. That's actually what I'm rattling off right now. So I'm not creating these words. These are words that have been said to me.
Yeah.
And just that, that true unwavering faith is what they say, uh, those are the words that have been said to me. And if I miss some, I'm sure, it'll pop up somewhere. But th those are words that I would use.
Yeah. And is that something that you have felt like that's been all your life, or was it out of your trauma that that came?
They were generated prior to um the accident. And the reason I say that is because of I always speak in regards of expertise, experience, and things of that nature. So the experiences before my accident built me for the accident. And I say that because there were so many things, as you know, in military service, you have to get ready for.
Mm.
There's no telling what could happen. You know, um, we might not have served in the same military, but I've I've hung out with some Aussies over in Qatar or Qatar, as some say. So yeah, I've run into you before.
Yeah.
And we've had some great times hanging out at the bar.
Yes.
And so, it's one of those things where like resilience training, we go through that in the military. The just the whole real realm of training in military is pretty mindset driven. And then also before I came into the military, me being a football player, running track, these things for teamwork, also having that, I could say resilience in that too, because man, there were so many days I wanted to give up,
Yeah, yeah.
whether it's practice, never games. Listen, you put me in a game, I'm sorry, coach, somebody's gonna get hurt. Or I'm gonna try to do my best to make us, look good as a team.
Yeah.
That is the goal for me to help my team, and even in track. Track, they say, is a team sport, but I feel the real team sports are in the relays. The
Mm.
team aspect of it is in the relays. I did run relays. I ran the 4x1 and the 4x2. So those I did participate in some of those team aspects of it. But again, it goes back to, well, am I resilient enough to complete my leg of this run? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's so many different pieces, but it all comes back to resilience. That's usually one of the big words that comes to for me.
When we go back into the military and we find that the team really works, like the team has to work in the military, like that was something huge in the Royal Australian Navy. Was that in the Air Force as well? Like, is it a real teamwork dynamic?
Absolutely. I mean, first and foremost, I'm already on a crew. Every time I step to the plane, because so I was an in-flight refueling specialist, and that's where you refuel planes in midair.
Mm.
And so every time you step to the jet, it was you and at least two other people, at least two other people. So you're already at a team dynamic. You're already working together. As soon as you step out, before you even leave to the base ops, you're all and before you ever make it to the jet, you're already doing something crew related because y'all are doing y'all's one of three to get the jet ready to fly to even get out of here. You know,
Yeah.
so it's so much crew aspects to the military, and then we don't even get us started about like what the squadron ops are doing because that's it's so much going on behind those scenes. And then you could do where well we have formation flights, and that's where you might have two, three, four, five, six tankers taking off at a time together
Mm-hmm.
to refuel multiple aircraft.
Mm.
That's that takes coordination. If I've ever heard it before, you know, from Navy, you know, formations, whether it be diamond or you know, all that, you know, the strike formations and all of that stuff. So, it's one of those things, you know, and I loved it. It was so awesome. I
Yeah.
miss it so much.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of that stuff I missed, like jumping out of the helicopter in
Uh,
yellow into water or off onto the ship and all those sort of like high end. And we both ride motorbikes, so that
yeah.
high end adventure, I miss that
Oh
so
yeah.
much. Yeah. So did you leave the military all okay, or were you like, was that your choice, or something happened? And you were medically discharged, or?
Yeah, no, military, my military transition was by force. I was medically retired from the military due to a motorbike accident. So my motorcycle, was not necessarily the cause, but it was a part of the cause because a car pulled out in front of me.
Okay, so
So
you were on duty?
no, I
Oh,
was actually
fine.
headed to work. I had to go to work that night.
Uh,
Fun, crazily enough, for the military, I was actually working. I was actually on duty that night. So before I even made it to the base, I had gotten into an accident where a car pulled out in front of me, and next thing I know, I'm waking up a month and a day later in the hospital.
oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, like no joke. That's exactly how it happened. I am, you know, getting ready for my day. It was, of course, a later night for me to go into to work. And during the day, I was out doing some stuff for my own personal business because I had a my own business that I had started where I was doing website design, management, social media marketing, and photography. And then I was doing that. And then when I was leaving, a Honda Accord pulled out from an intersection,
Mhm.
and that was all she wrote. I know nothing of the accident. I just know where I woke up at, and that was back at or in a hospital, shall I say. Um, just trying to figure out what just happened, you know.
Well, it's kind of like good that you didn't have the all the pain and the that, although there's something missing in your life as well. I
I
mean,
had some pain. It just wasn't the pain.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's yeah, a huge thing to go through. So, did you ever get back on a bike?
No.
No.
I've never been back on a two-wheeler. Four, yes. So I've been on a quad,
All right.
an ATV. I have been on one of those, and I actually drove it. The guy let me drive it. We were in a wide open area, a huge open field where we were going to shoot guns that day. And he was like, "You want to drive?" And Kiwi is my call sign. So he was actually a pilot that I met in the Air Force. He's like, "Kiwi, you want to drive?" I said, "You do know I'm blind, right?" He said, "Yeah, man, it's nothing but field out here." And so literally he was sitting on the back and he was like, "Go ahead, give at it, man." And so I drove that thing and I'm putting along like a little granny. And sure enough, you know, he's like, "Man, come on, give it a little bit more." So I said, because I had never I had not been on anything like that since.
Mm,
And so my mind is just like, I'm afraid, you know? And it
wow.
was almost like my PTSD was kicking in. But I was still smiling. I will tell you this. I started cheesing when he took over. So like I said, he was on the back. So he was like, "Hey man, we gotta get out of here." Because it was a long drive. It was a long drive. Hear me clearly. This was a wide open area. So
Mm.
he was like, I'll take over from here. I was like, okay. So I kind of tuck in tight, and then he hunches over my back and then presses the gas. And sure enough, that was, I was like, yeah, woohoo! So it
Oh,
was awesome. That was my first time back on any all-terrain type vehicle.
yeah, that would have been something really special, I think, because I haven't got back on my motorbikes after my knees went. I just I wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to do it. Like, and when your physical health sort of like spirals downwards, then it drags your mental health with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
there was so some of the physical things that were happening then after you woke up in hospital, then started to come, all that stress and that trauma came out in your body in different ways.
Oh yeah. No, seriously, especially so those who can't see me since we're audio, um I'm wearing glasses and they're sunglasses. I lost my eyesight in the accident.
Mm,
So not only did, I have a terrible motorcycle accident where I'm waking up a month and a day later, but I'm waking up a month and a day later not being able to see.
mm,
Initially not being able to talk because my jaw was broken and they wired it shut.
mm.
And my head, my skull had been cut open from literally from across the top from ear to ear
Oh my
because
God.
I had so much swelling on my brain that they had to relieve that
Oh,
because it was really intense. They do that whenever your brain is swelling or yeah, swelling. So that's the only way they can relieve the pressure off of it is by cutting it open and literally cut all the way across. So that happened. I broke my spine, which is now medically infused from L4 to T2.
wow.
Literally, L4 is just above where paralyzation starts. So that's the lower part, lower lumbars.
Yep.
And that's medically infused with two rods and 12 screws. So that's what I'm permanently fixed with. But you could not tell if you saw me in the gym because I'm deadlifting over 315 pounds, and the other day I was just in there squatting over 225 pounds. Like you would not be able to tell unless like came over and like listened to me talk about it.
Right.
But
Even so, walking down the street, it wouldn't,
no, no. Well, I mean, you might see me kind of uh what do you call it? Have a slight like limp.
yeah.
It's kind of like a veer, just a little bit, because my right leg was so severely damaged that it's kind of like overcompensating in a sense.
Okay. Mm.
One side is overcompensating for the other. So I have hip damage on my left side, broke both of my legs, to include my femur on my right leg, which is metal, and my shin, which is my tibia on my left leg, is metal as well. And then I believe I fractured my fibia on my right leg, and I have a screw in my right foot.
Wow. That's
So when I go through TSA, they're like, "Who are you?" Because I am definitely setting off metal detectors now. Oh,
yeah.
and I'm sorry, I have metal plates in my head now, and I forgot that part.
Oh my goodness. That's a
Yeah.
total rebuild. Oh,
Yep.
yeah. So when you woke up out of the coma you would have been in, so your body shut down completely, and then you're just like, oh my goodness, I can't see.
You know, it's funny you say that, but actually, from what I've been told by those who came to visit me, is I was actually responding to them somehow, some way. It
Hmm.
must have been enough um, of a medically induced coma that I was like my subconscious was working because I was actually interacting with people, whether it was the nurses, because listen, they came in there and they were giving me shots, and my mom was like, "Kijuan, just calm down. I'm fighting. I'm
Hmm.
in there fighting because they're giving me there's a shot for blood clots. I
Yeah.
don't know if you've ever had this shot, but it's
I've had blood
painful.
clots in the lungs, so
Oh
nearly died.
no, this is a shot to prevent it
Oh wow.
because I couldn't get up.
Yeah, the
And
Klexanes, I've had them.
yeah, and so this thing burns.
Yeah, yeah.
And so they were giving it to me in my stomach and in my legs because that's where the most meat is on your body.
Yeah.
And so every time I heard, all you had to do is mention that shot, and
Yeah.
my blood pressure monitor would beep 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 beep. They're like, ah, can we get some help in here? Because they know they're about to have to fight me, you know? And literally, it would take multiple nurses to come in there and hold me down. And
What?
again, I just told you my body was broken up,
Yeah.
but they're having to get people in to come in there and hold me down.
Mm. It's
The surgeries
incredible.
did apparently the surgeries didn't matter. That's how bad the pain was.
Yeah, well, that's how our brain, our mind is
Yes, yes.
functioning.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And in a quick story, I'll throw this at you. So, another way I know is because a person that my godson's mother, she told me that when they would come visit me, I, again, I can't talk. I couldn't talk at the time.
Mm,
So they were trying to understand me, and I'm murmuring, with my voice as much as I can, because I had a tracheotomy done too.
mm.
So I'm murmuring and they're trying to hear over all of that noise and that. And I was like, give me your phone. I'm reaching for her phone. Now she doesn't even have an iPhone, and that's all I used to use. But somehow she said I took her phone, opened up messages, and started typing.
Ah,
And
wow.
then I handed it back to her, and I only missed like two words out of that whole text message. And she just, first off, she didn't, she was reading it, but she was like, how? Like, how is he doing that?
Mm,
He can't see. How is he doing this? You know what I mean? And this is why I say my subconscious mind had to be working,
yeah,
you know.
absolutely. It's your the spirit connected into
Hmm.
all the layers of the world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely some spirit for sure. Because I don't know anything about it. That's what they told me.
Hmm. So
Oh yeah.
how did you get to that moment of when healing began, when you got through towards post-traumatic growth?
Oh man. I
Was it
tell
a
you what.
defining moment or was it just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
slow?
So it was a slow roll, but defining was there was a key moment in there. The key moment was when I was still in the hospital. Um, I'm a faith believer. I believe in God. So me and him had our talk.
Mm.
And if for anybody listening, y'all know what that means. I had my talk with him. What in the world possessed you to let this happen to me? And what did I do wrong? I need you to, and I was going all, and of course, all of this is in my mind. I'm not crazy to just sit there and be talking to myself in a hospital room or nothing like that, which I could have been
Mm.
with how badly my brain was damaged. Because I had a severe traumatic brain injury,
Mm.
and so, anywho, I'm questioning him left and right for a long time. And then I finally stopped. And he's like, "Are you done?" And I'm like, "Wait, what?"
That's so good.
Yeah, yeah. Are you done? So I can finally answer your questions. And he's like, "Can I start off by saying you're not the only blind person in the world? Can I start off by saying that I wouldn't put you through this if I didn't think you could handle it?
Mm.
Because I know where I come from, what I've been taught is that God tests what he makes.
Hmm.
So you can't have a testimony without the test.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't have a message without the mess. So my thing is, if I didn't have this test that I'm going through, and it's still, a consistent thing because life is a everyday test,
Mm.
and the things I've been challenged with, the things I've been faced with, whether it was rehab, whether it was weightlifting, whether it was walking again, learning how to talk, eat, all these things that I had to learn how to do were a part of my test. And guess what, guys? I'm passing with flying colors.
Yeah.
You
Well,
already
you wrote a book,
heard,
Blind.
right?
That's pretty
I
amazing.
and I'm glad you said that because I wrote that book. It was not a ghostwriter. I didn't have anybody typing for me. I learned how to use a computer again to learn how to write.
Like when you were texting in the hospital, all those few words you knew.
Yeah. And I took ownership of it because I wanted it to be my story.
Yeah.
I didn't want anybody to fill in for it. I didn't want anybody to, hey man, maybe we should do this. No, no, no. It's my story and I want it to be told this way. So in order for me to do it like that, I had to write it.
Yeah. That's empowering.
Thank you. See, I told you that was a word I used in the beginning.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. When you feel like, and I can understand your title too, why me? Like, don't
Mm.
focus on why me.
Hmm.
Because I can see in that, in those down moments, like in those times you're talking to God, like, why me, God? Like, why did I have to? I was like enjoying the military. I was about to go to duty. Enjoying life. I had things going on. And there's so many times that all of us ask that question, but why me?
Yeah. He quickly responded. Once I finished, he quickly responded. He was like, is he ever gonna finish? He's like, I know everything you're gonna say. Just let me talk now, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Listen.
And sure enough, he gave me the rundown. Put it that way. It was
Mm.
the rundown.
Yeah, it's like reframing pain as purpose, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And you could see in my background, but they can't. But I still play the drums. I'm a full-time drummer at my church. I
Mm.
am a full-time drummer.
Yeah,
I've been called to other states to play drums, and I can't see. But
yeah,
it's not about my physical limitations. It's about the spiritual desire that I have to play those things.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's the resilience and determination to whatever's going to be thrown at me on earth. I'm
mhm,
going to challenge it and move forward.
mhm.
I get that. That's my life too. In writing your book, and did it teach you anything about visibility and vulnerability in the way in going, okay, I'm owning my story and I want to write that. I totally get that in my own writing. Was it a cathartic healing process for you?
Yeah, no, definitely vulnerability. That was the whole purpose for me to write that book. I don't know how it is in the Australian military, but for us, we don't get taught about vulnerability.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not one thing they're teaching. So, you're taught do your assignment and to what I hate this term or phrase, rock the mish. Whoever came up with that, please take it back where you got it from. But that means to complete the mission. Anyway, I wanted to be vulnerable. I wanted to tell my story. And yeah, I'm saying I for a reason, guys. The reason I keep saying I is because I kept hearing everybody else's side of the story.
Mm.
And I wanted to tell it from my point of view.
Yeah.
And when you read this book, gosh, listen, when I read it, and I still read it till today. I do Audible version. So Audible and Apple Books are audio versions of my book. And I play it and I just sit there and listen. I'm like, this is actually about my life. It's nuts. Just listening to it, I'm like, it's actually about my life. I'm not necessarily, sometimes I listen to it for what I read or wrote, but most of the time I'm listening to it just to say, wow, that's you.
Mm.
This
Yes.
is nobody else we're talking about. That's your life. This is what happened to you. These perspectives and the just vision of what I was trying to throw out there first and foremost is that yes, we all have lives. We all have stories, but who's telling yours? And that was the thing. Everybody was telling my story except for me. And so I wanted to write my story and I wanted to be vulnerable about it.
Yeah.
And so that's really what my book is about. Don't focus on why me from motorcycle accident to miracle is truly just my testament of I overcame this.
Yes. And did you work out the question of another question that we shouldn't be asking, why me?
Oh, well, see, it was not so much as working it out, but more so rephrasing it or
Yes.
reframing the question.
Reframing. Yes.
Why not you?
Yeah, yeah. Love it.
That was what I did. I reframed it, and it wasn't even me. That was the conversation me and God had. He said that to me. Well, why not you? And I was like, ho, 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 time out. What you mean, why not me? I didn't ask for this. He's like, but didn't you ask to follow me? Because you chose to follow me. When we make that choice in life to follow Christ, it's a choice. It's not him telling us to.
Mm,
We have to choose. And so he said, did you or did you not follow me? There's some things you're gonna have to go through.
yeah.
And so I was like, I guess I did choose. Either way, you're gonna have to go through something, whether it's with the bad side or the good side. Either way, you're gonna have to go through. I promise. I've seen it both.
Mm,
Both ways I've seen it. And so I'd rather be on the side of good than not, honestly.
yeah.
Um, but yeah.
I think the other thing that isn't taught to us in the military or in particularly any place, even the church, is self-love. And that's
Mm,
the theme that was sort of the overarching theme of self-love and inner leadership in this
hmm
series. Is that something that you learned out of that experience in loving yourself more?
I was kind of forced to.
Mm,
So quick story about that is at the time of my accident, I was actually seeing a young lady and she came to the hospital a couple times and um then came to my grandmother's house because that's where I was staying after I got out of the hospital. Spent 2 months in the hospital, by the way.
mm,
Um, she came once, and then when I was trying to, continue inviting her, she stopped coming
mm.
to the point where she would make up stuff that I'm like, wait, you knew that would be happening, so why would you schedule to come see me that day? It was those kind of excuses because they were excuses, trust me.
Yeah.
Um, then it got to a point where there was no response. And I'm like, what in the world? So I would call and then I would text. And then somebody responded saying, who is this? And who are you looking for? I was like, well, I hope I'm looking for my girlfriend.
Mm.
You know? And they were like, and so I texted the name, like, I'm looking for this person. What do you mean? And they were like, well, you have the wrong number. I said, what? You changed your entire number because of my accident.
Wow.
Interesting. Again, what were you here for? It doesn't matter. you know, because it obviously wasn't anything good for me. If that's all it took for you to leave.
Yes.
And so I was kind of forced to love myself because there were moments, boy, you talking about depression and suicidal thoughts. I talk about it in the book.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I talk about it there. But that was part of the reason that those thoughts were coming around. I had to find ways to love myself. Whether it was forcing myself to get back up quicker, which because again I told you I had to learn how to walk. I
Yep.
had a goal. I'm learning how to walk before my birthday of that year I had my accident, and I almost beat that by a month. The
Mm.
goal that I had set, I almost beat it by a month.
Well,
Listen, I am when I say determined, I am determined.
yes.
Okay, and so I do things not just to prove other people wrong, but to tell me that I can do it. If I put myself to something, I can do it.
Yeah.
And that's all that mattered. So that's kind of the love that I show myself is, oh man, you could do this. You got this.
Yeah, that's a belief in self,
Hmm.
which is something that disappears with PTSD.
I
Yeah.
also do other things to show myself love, like, get massages and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool. That's good. I think your
But
body needs it with all those plates in there.
oh yeah.
If you could whisper one truth to anyone navigating trauma, what would that be?
When someone tells you you can't, show them why you can.
Yeah.
That's the first one I'll give you. And hold on to that one tight now. The second one I'll say is when I said everybody would see me how I looked, kind of like what I was telling you with the girlfriend I was dating.
Mhm.
The situation that I was in did not define who I am. I defined who I am.
Yes.
And as you can see, I'm victorious.
Yes. Yes. I learnt that through the hard stuff too.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant truths and something that we all could take away. It has been an absolute pleasure talking to you and getting to know you. And I'm looking forward to reading your book.
Yeah, thank you. A pleasure, a honor. I just count it all joy every time I get on a podcast because I'm still able to use my voice.
Yeah.
Remember, I should not be here. Remember, I could not talk at one point, And so every time I'm able to use my voice, I hope it empowers somebody. I hope it makes somebody feel like they are a believer and can do something. So that's all I'm here for. I love it and I appreciate you so much.
This is Dr. Mel Baker holding space with you in Living Reflections. May this conversation remind you to hold yourself with kindness and love.